Welcome back to my channel. If you are returning, welcome. If you are new, I am the Blunt Reader. This is going to be a reading for Capricorn for December 2019, or whenever you see this video and it resonates. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading. It will not and cannot resonate with every single Capricorn who is watching this. This is also for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So let's see what we have for my fellow Capricorns. Spirit, what messages do you have for Capricorn for the month of December 2019? We have at the bottom of the deck, death. And my apologies for this lighting. We have death at the bottom of the deck. This is the card of Scorpio, so for some of you, you could definitely be dealing with a Scorpio because Capricorn came up in their reading. So if you are dealing with a Scorpio, you may want to go check out that video. But this talks about death and it talks about rebirth. So transformation, something ending so that something else can begin, something clearing out to make way, to make room for something new. So for some of you, I feel like there could have been a few tower situations. I feel like especially with this retrograde energy, there were a lot of things that kind of had to die, a lot of things that had to be purged. It feels like shedding, like I'm seeing a snake and snakes shed. So the skin of the snake coming off so that, you know, the new skin can come up, or whatever the hell snakes do. Y'all know what I'm saying. I also feel like this is peeling off the layer of something, like the layer of skin. So for some of you, there is really like a true rebirth in you and who you are and how you are showing up in life, in your relationships. Maybe you're being more open and more vulnerable. Maybe you are kind of tapping into that water energy with Cancer being the opposite sign. Maybe you are tapping into that side and becoming more emotional, more open, more vulnerable, more expressive. We'll see. We have the Seven of Swords, so some type of deception, manipulation, somebody doing something and trying to get away with it, whether this is you or whether this is somebody that you are connected to. I also feel like this is, for some of you, trying to escape a death, trying to escape some sort of transformation or some sort of ending. So something is trying to end and you're doing your best to kind of just skip around that part, trying to skip the process. Possibly either you or somebody that you are connected to. Somebody here is trying to skip the process though, and I feel like it's you, whoever is listening to this. Maybe trying to skip the transformative energy, the healing energy. It's like, okay, this ended, so instead of actually healing and dealing with the emotions, I'm running all around that because I got shit to do and I can't be very emotional. So maybe that's why this layer needs to come off, so that you are more willing to explore the depths of the emotions that you actually do have. People tend to think that Capricorns are not very emotional. We are, but I mean, the motherfuckers just a little bit deep. They're not, you know, on the surface. But Scorpio energy is all of the deep stuff. So that's why, especially if you are connected to a Scorpio, I feel like Scorpio and Capricorn, that relationship is very transformative. Those relationships are very transformative because I feel like you trigger one another on those deep levels. And I say that as a Capricorn who has had relationships predominantly with Scorpios. I give Scorpios a whole lot of shit, but, you know, it's because it really is a love-hate relationship. And not really hate, but those relationships are not always that easy because you trigger one another. Because it requires that you go deeper, that you not just float on the surface, but that you dive into the deep waters, into those emotions that maybe you don't want to deal with. Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. This could also be somebody overindulging in something. We'll see. Six of Cups, reconciliation. Or thinking about the past. Maybe thinking about a happier time, maybe with somebody that you are connected to. Because the Six of Cups is about reconciliation, but it's also thinking about the past in like a nostalgic way. You know, remembering the good times, remember the good old days before whatever the Seven of Swords energy is. Maybe before the ending happened. And maybe somebody is wanting that back. The good times. The Magician, somebody could definitely want it back and maybe trying to do whatever they can to get it back. Using the resources that they have, praying about it. You know, could also be doing magic to try to bring it in, bring it together so that they get what they want. But I feel like it's more just being hopeful that it will come together, that it will happen, that there will be reconciliation. And I feel like for some people, it's not even like we have to get back together. It's just like, I miss my friend, or I miss the person that I could be myself with. And I want that back. I just want the connection back in whatever capacity that may be. And I feel like it would be wish fulfillment. In Scorpio's reading, there was a message of maybe there was a Capricorn who was kind of going to be there to support Scorpio as they were dealing with whatever the hell they had going on. So that may also be the case here with this Nine of Cups. You know, you kind of being there to aid somebody else. But at the end of the day, it's still providing you both with something that you want. Interesting. We'll see. Two of Swords, being at a crossroads. Having a decision to make, but maybe not knowing which way to go. I also feel like this is kind of like a standoff, because you have these two people who are, you know, prepared to fight, but I feel like nobody's really taking any action. Maybe because they're waiting on the other person to start. Like maybe they're like, nah, you hit me first. No, you go first. No, you go first. You know, like that type of energy. Like, no, you can reach out to me first if you want to talk. I'm not about to reach out to you. I always reach out. So it's your turn. And so maybe nothing is happening because nothing is happening. Because one person is waiting on the other person and that person is waiting on you. I also feel like either you're going to help somebody see the truth in a situation, or they're going to help you see the truth in a situation. But I feel like it's going to be transformative for both of you. In different ways, but transformative nonetheless. Like I said, waiting for the other person. I feel like you're both just kind of like, nope, I'm not going to be the first one to say anything. If you want to talk to me, then you're going to have to reach out. And the other person is saying the same thing. So that's why nothing is happening. But I feel like, especially with the holidays being here, if you've been waiting to hear from somebody that you haven't talked to, especially if they're, you know, a Scorpio, because that's the energy that's here the strongest. I feel like it's going to come, but it's going to be extremely unexpected. And I feel like the communication may also put you in this Two of Swords energy. Like, what? Like, what? Excuse me? Like, the message is going to be confusing, maybe. Or it kind of puts you in a confusing place, whatever this conversation is about. Because maybe it's something that you weren't expecting. Like, maybe you thought they were just going to say, I don't know, Happy Thanksgiving or Merry Christmas or whatever. And they came from left field with a whole different conversation, and you're just like, wait, what? What are you talking about? I just feel like it's not going to be what you expect, and maybe it's going to put you in this, like, you kind of freeze up because you don't really know what to do. Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. Combative. The Queen of Swords is the queen of no nonsense. Like, that's Capricorn energy too. Like, we don't have time to play games. Like, what you want? Don't beat around the bush. Like, straight shooter here. What do you want? You gotta be direct here. You gotta communicate like an adult. I'm not solving no riddles. Whatever you need to say, just say it. I also feel like somebody may feel a little bit intimidated. And maybe that's why they haven't said anything or done anything. Because the Eight of Wands could also be about taking action quickly. We have Temperance. Temperance is about healing. It's also about peace, balance. We have the World. I definitely feel like something is closing out. At least trying to close out. But for some of you, like I said, you're trying to escape death, the death that is trying to happen, the ending that is trying to happen. Maybe some of you are holding on to a relationship that needs to come to an end, but there's something that is trying to close out, something that you're going to have to heal from, but some of you are trying to just, blow past that part. Like, cool, the ending has to happen, it ended, right, but Queen of Swords energy, moving on. But you got to go through the period of healing and dealing with those emotions. You can't just, blow past that. Because the Queen of Swords is also somebody who's not very emotional. Like, I don't really want to deal with the emotions. I have emotions. I know that they're there. I know what I feel, but there's shit to do. I can't be focused on that right now. But that's going to slow you up in the long run because you still are going to have to heal at some point. You can't escape that. It's going to have to happen. And so this transformative energy that I feel is like you and whoever you're connected to, it's going to be transformative in different ways. For you, I feel like it's going to be because it's allowing you to heal. For some of you, you're getting closure in some kind of way and you'll be able to move forward. But I still feel like you got to deal with the emotional part of it. You got to deal with the emotions and not just try to skip that part as if you don't have any emotions, because you do. Because if something bothers you, then it bothers you. That's just what it is. You're allowed to feel that. You're allowed to express that. But I feel like you don't want to. Ace of Wands, new opportunity. Could be a new opportunity with this old person, this person who is coming back. A lot of passion. Some of you could be trying to avoid the feelings by getting physical, by having sex, basically. Me trying to sex it away. Maybe that was the past energy. Whatever the situation is that's coming back, I feel like it's not done. It's not over yet. And there could be a new opportunity, but I also feel like when this person comes back or when you go back to this person, like you're going to realize that maybe you weren't as over it as you thought, but you were trying to skip the healing process before, so you didn't even fully deal with all of the emotions. And maybe this person comes back and stirs up all of those emotions, and your first reaction to that is like, okay, I ain't got time for this. Let's push that to the back burner. But I feel like this person is wanting to offer you something, wanting to reconcile, wanting to build something with you and start something with you. But you're going to have to kind of pick up where you left things or how things were left between the two of you. There are some unresolved issues is what I'm feeling. And so in order for that cycle of your relationship, your connection to end and something new to begin with this Ace of Swords, this Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords is about clarity and truth. So being honest with your goddamn self first and foremost. But in order for this new passionate beginning to begin, you have to close out the old cycle first. And in order to do that, you have to be honest with yourself. You have to be honest with one another about how you feel, etc. Whatever the case may be. Be honest. We have the Four of Wands because somebody wants to build something with you. Something solid, something stable. Some of you could be dealing with a fire sign. Or somebody with a lot of fire in their chart. This is the card of marriage. Of celebration too. I feel like for some of you, you waited for this for some time, but maybe you didn't think it was going to come in this way, or it was going to happen in this way, or that it was going to bring up the emotions that it brings up. I don't know. I just feel like you're not necessarily going to be prepared for it. Strength, the card of Leo. It's going to require a lot of that, a lot of strength, a lot of courage, a lot of bravery to face the things that you have tried to avoid. I feel like whoever this person is or whatever the situation is going to bring up emotions that maybe you thought you dealt with, but you didn't. Seven of Wands, defensiveness, guarded. This is also defending the things that are valuable to you. You're going to have to let those guards down, though, in order to get this happiness. Leo again. So some of you could be dealing with a Leo. But you're going to have to let your guards down. Allow yourself to feel these emotions, all of your emotions. Be vulnerable. Be transparent. Be honest. Because, hello, I mean, you got the love, the happiness, the joy, the fulfillment, the passion, everything that you could want. The foundation with the Four of Wands is here, is available to you, whether it's with this person from the past or somebody new. But there's something that you have to clear up first. This is what is holding up the process, because some of you have tried to skip the process. You've tried to kind of blow past the part of healing and needing to deal with those emotions. That's why that Scorpio energy is coming up, whether you're dealing with a Scorpio or not, because Scorpios are all about, you know, the depths of something. Not just the surface level, but really getting deep down to the parts of you that you don't share with other people, that you don't talk about. There are things that you have to address, that you need to heal. I feel like it's specific to a relationship that you have with somebody who may be coming back. And for some of you, maybe you thought that you were fully healed, that you had gotten over that situation, but I feel like there are still some things that have not been fully closed out. And so when this person returns, or you return to this person, it is going to trigger you all over again, and it's going to bring up those things that you thought you were over, but you're not. I don't feel like it's a whole lot, but I feel like it's enough that it still needs your attention. Some of you are going to be very confused emotionally, very conflicted, kind of all over the place. Make sure that you stay in your grounded energy, Capricorn. I hope that this was helpful for you. If it resonates, leave me a comment down below. Be sure to like this video if you have not already, and I will talk to y'all next time.